What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Today we're going to be looking at a couple defensemen that a lot of Leaf fans have been bringing up, and that a bunch of people in the media have been bringing up as options for the Leafs for the trade deadline that's upcoming this year, and that's Matt Dumba and Josh Manson. Of course, Dumba of the Minnesota Wild and Manson of the Anaheim Ducks. Now, I need to say this right off the bat. This channel provides a lot of rumor videos involving all NHL teams, so if you would like to watch more content like that, as we get closer to the NHL trade deadline, I'm almost posting a rumor video every single day, and I do provide where I get my information from. I'm not saying I get the information from these sources. That would be cool, but I don't. But let's get right into this video. So I need to say this right off the bat too, and it goes with Matt Dumba. A lot of Leaf fans and a lot of people that want that gritty defensive defenseman are saying, oh, Dumba's a perfect match. Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but Matt Dumba's not exactly a fantastic defensive defenseman. Now, I love Matt Dumba. I was actually upset when the Leafs didn't draft Matt Dumba and they drafted Morgan Rielly. Now, of course, that was just like a crapshoot because I think that either one of them would have done well, but I think that it's obviously worked out for the Maple Leafs. I love Morgan Rielly, but I think that Matt Dumba is almost like another Morgan Rielly because they both have like this fan support that suggests that they're both defensive defenseman, whereas Morgan Rielly is not a very good defensive defenseman, and neither is Matt Dumba. It's just when you see a flashy name that puts up points and has a good contract, they seem to think these guys are just defensive defensemen, which they're really not. Matt Dumba does throw a lot of hits. He's physical, but he does give up a lot of scoring chances, and these are stats that you can look up yourself. Like, he's had some decent numbers, but nothing that screams defensive defenseman. Again, the biggest thing about him is that he's also very injury prone. Like, the guy hasn't played a full season. I believe at the time I'm recording this, he hasn't even played combined in the last 2 years a full season. So he gets injured a lot. His production in terms of goals and assists has gone down even when he's playing full seasons. Or at least as his projected numbers, he's not putting up big numbers. Now, if we look at Matt Dumba, just to say, let's say the Leafs are interested, because the report is that the Leafs aren't really looking for a defenseman that's going to be a rental. So you can check a lot of names off of that box. And I also need to make another video that a lot of people are like, oh, TJ Brodie from the Flames. Well, it seems like TJ Brodie has put the Leafs on his list of teams he does not want to be traded to after the Knicks deal that happened in the summer between the Flames and Leafs that would have sent Nazem Kadri over there. So forget about Brodie. It looks like he's not an option. But in terms of Matt Dumba, 25 years old, 180 pounds. This year he's played in 48 games played. He's a minus 13. And he has 14 points. So again, like I said, like his numbers aren't exactly screaming off the paper that this guy is a perfect fit for the Leafs. But you never know. He could end up being a decent fit for the Leafs if he did come over. But I just don't think that it makes a lot of sense. Now, Jonas Brodin's another option that I think the Wild have thrown out there. But Bill Guerin is saying that he's willing to deal anybody if the deal is right. Now, this is what was said by Darren Dreger, and again, believe who you want on these rumor stuff, but I'm told that Bill Guerin is open for business, and part of the trade bait list could include veteran defenseman Matt Dumba. It's crazy to think that Matt Dumba's a veteran. I remember when he was drafted, but Dreger said that in insider trading, I think that was last week. Now, Dumba's name could be added to the list of trade candidates that include Jason Zucker, Brodin, and there's a bunch of guys that Minnesota could give up that could help other teams, not just the Leafs. But, of course, Leafs Nation has got their eyes peeled on Matt Dumba here. So Dumba, like I said, 12 goals, 10 assists in 32 games in the 18-19 season before having a season end when he suffered a ruptured pectoral muscle. So that's definitely not fun. Dumba, who had 14 goals and 50 points in the 17-18 season, has had a rough year this year. He has 3 goals, 10 assists, like I said, but these are updated stats, I believe. Yeah, 3 and 11. And also, he signed a 5-year, $30 million contract that will run him through to the 2022-23 season. So it's a good fit when it comes to the Leafs. Okay, if the Leafs obviously they're going to let Cody Ceci walk. Tyson Barrie's probably going to end up walking. You might be able to acquire a Matt Dumba so that way he can be on your blue line next year. That fills up a spot that has a little bit of physicality and some offense. So you're essentially replacing Tyson Barrie with a younger guy that might be a little bit better than him in terms of being physical. And then you also have a chance to re-sign Jake Muzzin, which they have been talking to him about a contract. So in that sense, okay, maybe it makes a lot of sense. But on the Leafs side of things, you also have to wonder how much you have to give up, because it's being reported that to get Matt Dumba, you would probably have to give up a Kasperi Kapanen plus. So you're banking on Dumba staying healthy, being able to block shots and be physical, and also get back to his offensive numbers. Whereas you already have Kasperi Kapanen, who kills penalties, puts up points, and kind of gives you a steady 20 to 23 goal season possibly over the next few years. So I do believe it is fair trade value in terms of that you have to give up to get some. So again, I'm not sitting here acting like, oh, the Leafs can't give up a Kasperi Kapanen. Of course, you have to. It's a young right-handed shot defenseman that's physical and can put up points. You do have to give up to get some. So in terms of Dumba, I don't think it's the best fit, but there's a guy that I do believe is a better fit, and that's Josh Manson. Now this is where you'd have to give up some. Like, we're talking Kapanen, Bracco. Like, there might be a little more to that package, like probably a high pick. Manson, I believe, doesn't have to be traded by the Ducks, but because they're not very good and they might want to stock up a little bit, you never know. So he's 28 years old, right-handed shot, like I said. This guy is very good in his own end, and he's also super physical. I believe he's leading his team in hits per game. I think he's had like 70-plus hits in 40-some games, but he is very physical. He also is a match made in heaven in terms of the fact that the Leafs need everything that this guy's about, plus he has a contract for the next couple seasons. So this year, of course, and then the next 2 years at $4.1 million. So you're essentially bringing in a guy like Manson, who is getting paid less than Cody Ceci for the next few years. You don't have to re-sign any of those guys except for Muzzin then. So then you have a guy like Manson, physical, good in his own zone. You can re-sign Jake Muzzin. You have Morgan Riley. You have Dermott. You have Hall. You have Sandin. You have Liljegren. All of a sudden, your defense looks a lot better. And even for this season, you bring him in, he changes the landscape of the Leafs blue line. And I just think it's a match made in heaven. The contract, the physicality, and it's not even just about points either, because he's not a guy that's going to fill the stat sheet. In 29 games played, he has 5 points. But what I'm looking for is the fact that he can really be a physical guy who can be good in his own zone. Last year in 74 games played, he had 16 points. The year before that, he had in 80 games, he had 37 points. So he can put up decent numbers, but that's not what the Leafs are looking for at this point. They want a guy that can contribute a little bit offensively, but they need that guy that's going to be physical and go in there and make a difference. I think Manson is the perfect fit, but how much you have to give up for him is the next question. If you are getting a Manson, trading away a Kapanen and Bracco and whatever package is completely worth it. And it's probably going to take more than that, in my opinion, just based off the fact that I think he does a lot of things and his contract is so small compared to what defensemen are getting paid these days. I think it's a beautiful chance for the Leafs to upgrade on their blue line. But here's the thing. You have to also try to include Cody Ceci in one of these deals. And I think it is possible, especially if you overpay a little bit with prospect and pick capitals. So if you can make this a bigger package, try to figure out a way to get Manson while also dumping off Ceci's contract. Because, guys, it's half a year left. If the Ducks want a sweetener with another pick added to it or another prospect like a Timashov and maybe a depth pick, you do it all day long, because you're getting rid of a guy that can't play very well defensively and you're bringing in a guy that's his specialty. If you can figure out a way to do that, I think Josh Manson is the perfect fit for the Maple Leafs. I think Savard on Columbus would be a good fit, but they're winning a ton of games lately, so I don't think he's going to be available, even though Columbus could upgrade in their top 6, bringing in a forward like a Kapanen or a Janssen, whatever they want. But again, Manson to me seems like a perfect fit. If I'm wrong, let me know. I just think it works. So if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Join the squad. Let's get to 7,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for all the support lately. There's been a lot of views and subscribers. I don't make these videos to spread false stuff and make clickbait videos. A lot of my titles say could or should. Like, I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's just rumors, and it's a lot of fun. But the Leafs are looking. It's not clickbait. The Leafs are actively looking. LeBron said it. Johnson said it. Bob McKenzie, I don't even know if I said him already. Elliot Freeman, like they're all saying the Leafs are at least kicking doors, or at least kicking tires, not doors. If they were kicking doors, there'd be another defenseman. But the Leafs also don't have to rush. They have a chance to upgrade while also not rushing. That's the perfect combination. You just hope that they're going to make a smart move, and Kyle Dubas is going to do it. A lot of people don't believe in him, but I do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Subscribe if you'd like to. Like the video if you liked it, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.